is Corner to the World. Today, we're really stripping away the polite veneer of the whole hiring process. We're going to be digging into a workshop from Andy, who's a veteran headhunter and HR expert. He's got a footprint, all over Hong Kong, the UK, Taiwan.
Right, and Andy isn't offering the usual follow your dreams kind of advice. He's worked with giants, think ASML and MediaTek, and his message to students and job seekers is, well, it's basically a bucket of cold water. He wants you to see exactly how the sausage is made.
Which is usually pretty messy. So let's start with the resume. We've all heard that recruiters spend, maybe 6 seconds on a CV? Did Andy confirm that brutal timeline?
He was actually a little more generous. He gave it a full 60 seconds.
60 seconds, okay.
But his point absolutely stands. When he was at MediaTek, he was getting 200 resumes a day for hardware engineers. He wasn't reading biographies. He was just scanning.
So if you only have 60 seconds, you can't save the best stuff for last.
Exactly. Your unique selling points, your USP, they need to be right there on the first page. He recommends keeping the whole thing to 1 page, maybe 2 if you have a PhD. But if your key achievements are buried on page 2, they, for all intents and purposes, don't exist.
Wow. But even a perfect resume just gets you in the room. Once you're there, a lack of basic preparation can just kill your chances. Andy shared a story about interviewing at ISIS that was just physically painful to hear.
Oh, it's the definition of an unforced error. He walks in feeling confident, and then he just mispronounces the company's name.
To the director.
To the director. And it seems like such a minor thing, slip of the tongue. But to the hiring manager, it just screamed, I haven't done my homework.
So he failed the interview.
Right then and there. Because he didn't know the brand he wanted to represent.
That stings. Okay, so assuming you get the name right, you still have to answer the tough questions. Now, most people have heard of the STAR method situation: task, action, result. It's pretty standard.
Right. But knowing the acronym and actually using it well are 2 very different things. Andy warns against just telling a generic story. You need numbers. You need data. He used this Mission Impossible example from his time at MediaTek.
Okay.
The situation. They needed talent. Like yesterday, the task wasn't just hiring. It was onboarding 100 Android engineers in a single year.
That is a massive target.
It's huge. So for the action, he didn't just post ads online. He launched military recruitment drives, huge campus campaigns, and the result, he hired 120 engineers. It wasn't just a story. It was data.
That's solid. But even if you nail that, the salary negotiation is where so many people trip up. Andy told this story about interviewing at ASML where he lost serious money just by trying to be polite.
The classic up to you mistake. The Dutch interviewer asked for a salary expectation, and Andy just deferred. He said, it's up to you.
Oh, you can't do that.
He ended up with an offer of $50,000.
Let me guess. The budget was higher.
Way higher. The budget was $70,000. He left $20,000 on the table every single month because he wasn't market-oriented.
Wow.
The lesson is so straightforward. Do your research, know your number, and just say it.
Up to you is just asking to be lowballed.
Exactly.
Ouch. That is an expensive lesson. But I think the hardest reality check in the whole workshop was the role play he did with a PhD student he called Jim.
Yeah, this is the pivot to work-life balance. Jim was great organized, articulate, but then Andy asked him, can you work overtime on weekends?
Uh-oh.
And Jim hesitated. He mentioned his girlfriend. He tried to find, some kind of middle ground.
Which sounds like a pretty healthy, reasonable response in real life.
In the real world, yes. But Andy's point was that in these top-tier tech companies, TSMC, MediaTek, Healthy, isn't always on the menu. He was blunt. He said you're choosing between time and money. If you want that high salary, you are often signing away your weekends. There's no perfect balance at that level.
And that extends to skills, too. He mentioned his ASML interview is 3 hours long.
And entirely in English. So English isn't some nice-to-have bonus skill. For international companies like ASML, it's a non-negotiable survival tool. If you can't communicate fluently, the technical skills just don't matter as much.
It really sounds like the theme here is aggression, like aggressive preparation, aggressive self-marketing.
It is. As Andy put it to the audience, if you don't have questions, you are the problem. You have to drive the process.
So what's the final thought we should leave people with?
I think I'd leave you with Andy's closing line. He said, all jobs are good, but not all are suitable for you.
And that's the real question, isn't it? Are you chasing a big company name like ASUS or TSMC for the prestige, or are you actually looking for a life that fits you? Thanks for listening to this deep dive into Corner to the World. Stay curious, and good luck out there.